Hey guys, my name is Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you around what is going to be a super cute nursery. I hope. I'm going to show you my plans for the walls, my plans for the decor, and get started on phase one of this nursery reno with you. So let me flip the camera around and show you what I'm thinking about. Okay, so here's kind of a shot walking into the nursery room. The nursery's going to be right next door to Big Brother's rooms over there, and it's just a little bit down the hall from the master bedroom. So location's really great. Of course, I don't expect the baby will be in here right away, but I do want to make this room kind of cute for the new baby. I'm having my third boy in April, and I'm filming this right around the new year. So we have quite a bit of time to get things ready, but I really want to work on this before I start to feel crazy uncomfortable. So here is what we're starting with. Unfortunately, I can't give you like an amazing before picture because we've already taken down the closet doors over here and hung these curtains instead. My thought process behind that was that when you open these, there's just a lot more floor space in this teeny tiny room. As you can tell, I mean, it's pretty tight in here. And so by removing the doors, I could actually put that chest of drawers into the closet, whereas before it was here where the bassinet is. So it just opened up some more floor space for us. The bassinet will not stay in this room. That's the one that's going to be next to our bed in the master bedroom. And that's where baby will sleep for, I mean, several months if he's anything like my first two boys. So I'm going to swing the camera over. Don't look at the mess I have in the hall. I just pulled everything out that doesn't belong in here. Because this room, since it's just kind of been sitting empty for a few months now, it just keeps collecting stuff. But now that Christmas is over, I have a lot of junk out of here. And most things in here are staying, they're just not where they're going to be. So starting in this wall, you can see I have a paint color up here already. This is what, all the walls are going to be painted in this room except for the accent wall, which is going to be the wall here with the window. That paint color is called Summer Hay, and it's a Magnolia Home paint color. And I'm going to be doing that in an eggshell finish. So it's really like a very grayish green. Nice and neutral though. I have it also in my kitchen and I love it so much because it's a color that looks different and a lot of different lights, and it's nice and neutral, very soothing color, and of course green is my favorite. So I'm excited for that to get on all the walls. So that is probably going to be one of the most time consuming parts of this project, is getting all the walls painted. And then I do believe the dresser is going to stay here. I'm going to have to get the changing pad on here, so obviously most of the stuff that's there right now will go away. I have like a mood board going here with all the paint colors. These are throughout the house, not necessarily just in this room. So lots of grays and greens and whites throughout the whole house, which I'm here for. Here's a little belly pic for you. Feeling pretty large for almost 25 weeks. Got a new diaper bag for Christmas. So once I paint this wall, I'm going to, I think, put these hooks here. Got these at Kohl's. And I think that'll be a good spot for the diaper bag to go. Maybe like a clean blanket, maybe the baby's jacket. And then painting this wall. And then over here for the accent wall, I have like an idea in mind. I don't know, I really don't know how it's gonna look. But my idea is that this really dark gray, this is the Prairie Smoke color from Magnolia Home, will be basically like the bottom 2/3 of the wall, maybe the bottom half of the wall. I'm going to separate the bottom color from the top of the wall with a horizontal board that's going to be kind of a medium wood tone. I'm going to try to get something kind of close to what the crib color is. And then above the horizontal board, I'm going to do some kind of pattern. So I'm going to paint the wall bright white first, and then I think I'm going to use the green color to do some kind of stencil work up there. And I'm just going to make the stencil with my Cricut, and I think it's going to be something kind of graphic and maybe just some lines or something. I don't know. I still got to work out what stencil I'm going to do, but that will be the accent wall. I have some samples here for some bamboo blinds. What are these called? Like Roman shades. And I think I'm liking this color the most just because it looks good with like the other wood pieces we already have. It's pretty similar to that, some of that old pine that I have. So I think that'll look good. I'm probably just gonna get one of those, and then I'll move this white blinds over to the boys' room because they actually don't have any blinds in their room right now. So that's that wall. Like I said, the bassinet's gonna move. I think the baby swing will probably go there. And then over here, I'm gonna have this wall also be green, but I think I'm gonna trim out the closet with some wood and probably have it match the wood on the other wall. I don't know what that's gonna look like. If it clashes, I'll just paint the wood white. But I think trimming it out, covering up this, the metal piece that the doors used to slide on, I think that'll just make it look a little more finished. And then the wood circle that you see up here, I just picked this up at Hobby Lobby, and it's actually the perfect size for what I wanted to hang above the baby's crib. So I'm gonna stain the frame part of this like a medium wood to match the crib. I'm gonna paint the back of it that dark gray, and then I'm gonna put the baby's initial in white, and just kind of like a big letter. And it's exactly what I had seen on Pinterest that I really liked. We're not announcing the name though, so I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to do the initial, or maybe I'll go ahead and do the initial as like a teaser, because I think for the first time ever we actually have decided on the baby's name before meeting him in the hospital. We normally wait to decide on the name until we've met the baby. We never ever announce early because it's just too difficult to keep everybody happy and hear everybody's opinion of the baby name. So my husband and I keep that to ourselves. And here just have a bunch of baby stuff that is not organized in any sort of way yet. I do have the baby swing in the box still, but I'll wait to put that together. I would like to organize this and make this look really cute. I don't have any, I am having a boy, by the way, so ignore those clothes. We actually bought those before we found out the gender, but I have friends who are having girls, so we'll just re-gift that. But these two outfits I've already picked out. I don't have anything else hanging for the baby yet because I haven't washed everything, and I'm gonna wait probably till like the end of March to do that. But we have pretty much everything in here that we're gonna need. It's just, you know, it's been basically tossed in here at this point. And yeah, I think that's, I mean, the gist of everything we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My husband and I are gonna work on this room while he's off for New Year's. And I do believe first things first will be getting some paint on the walls. So let's get started. Okay, so just a little progress update for you. This is day 2 of this project, and I wish I could say things are going super smoothly, but they're not, of course, like most projects are. So we've got 2 coats of the green up on the walls. Greenish gray, I should say. It's really coming across gray in this room, which is okay with me. But you can kind of see like the patchiness we're working with. This is after 2 coats. So we're unfortunately going to need to get another gallon because we just finished that first gallon up. I can tell that that really flat white paint that was on here before, it really soaked up a lot of paint. So you can see, I think what happened was it wasn't mixed super well, and so towards the end of the gallon the paint was a little bit lighter than the beginning of the gallon, and so we're having a lot of patchiness because of that. So that's a bummer, and especially a bummer because today is New Year's Day and the local hardware store that we get the Magnolia Home paint at is closed, of course. So we're gonna have to put things a little bit on hold as far as getting the crib put together, getting the trim put up around the closet. That'll have to wait a day or 2 until we can get the green looking really nice. I will be able to keep going on the accent wall though. So my husband just triple coated the white, so it's a little bit wet still. So if you're seeing patchiness there, that's not a paint problem, that's just a wet and dry problem. So that white should be ready to go, and as soon as that's fully dry I can get started on the stencil. And then I have these boards here that I've already stained. Those are going to be my vertical boards for just right across here where the 2 colors meet. There's a small ghost behind it. Here it is. Oh my goodness, you scared me. So this dark gray enamel went on really well. This is 2 solid coats and it looks really great in person. So that is pretty much done except for where some of the edging went wrong with the green. So I'm going to come back through, edge the gray for maybe the 3rd time on both sides of the wall, and then I'm going to do the stencil. And then once the stencil's nice and dry, I can put those boards on the wall, getting the curtains back up, so I can at least get all this done today. And then we can put the green walls on hold for now. But so far so good, kind of. I would say as expected. There's always something that goes wrong, so let's keep going. Okay, we are at the beginning of day 3. You just watched me put those horizontal boards up and the curtain rod back up, and I feel like slowly but surely things are kind of coming back together. I don't intend to keep this curtain rod. I would really like to get ones that are more like that black pipe style. But that is something that will come in my like touch-up video, my phase 2, which will become a little closer to when babies do. I'm not going to be buying that stuff right now. But I'm super happy with how the wall came out. I love how the stencil came out. It was pretty time consuming, obviously, but I think it looks really nice and was much more affordable than buying the wallpaper, which I actually did in my laundry room in a very similar pattern, but a much smaller scale. So this is a much bigger scale. But I mean, so cheap to make. Literally, I had the paint, because this is the repeat of the green. So I used the same green paint as my stencil, and then my stencils are made out of cardstock. I don't know if you could tell. I just made them on my Cricut machine, and I mean, they held up really well even with the latex paint. I wasn't sure if it would be, if they get super damaged and start leaking, but really they did a great job. And I used a makeup sponge, which is why it took so long, but that's how I got just kind of nice clean lines. And I'm used to doing tedious jobs like this all the time for my antique booth. I make a lot of signs, and so this type of work is very familiar to me. It didn't bother me to use a makeup sponge and kind of go slow. So yeah, that's that. I don't know why we're out of focus here. I am going to keep the white curtains, but I don't know if you remember me mentioning earlier, I would love to get like a Roman shade in here, maybe a wood bamboo one. And let me think, what else? So my husband's actually on the way now to go get more paint so we can do a 3rd coat of the green. And once he has that done, we can get the trim board for the closet hung up above. And then I have just a lot of cleanup to do. I would love to get the crib put together today after he paints the green wall, but I'm going to see if my husband will let me do that. So quite a bit more to do, but overall I think it's looking really cute. So if there's one thing I'm really good at, it is adding on projects on top of projects on top of projects. And this is another one of those cases. I'm gonna take this IKEA cart that I got, I think for like $25 a few months ago. It was on sale. It's like a navy blue. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wanted to kind of match the room a little bit better. I think it'll be really nice to have by the rocker in the nursery, to have maybe like any like breast pump parts on it, maybe some diapers, something that I could roll around. So if I want to do those things out here in the living room, I could do them. I can just roll it easily back to the other room. Maybe it won't end up working like that, but I am going to refinish it in a way that it could fit in another room if it ends up not being needed in the nursery. So I think what I'm going to do, if it was nicer outside, I would just spray paint it, but it is really cold. It's actually like icing outside. So I'm not gonna bother with trying to spray paint it outside. I have this slick stick from Dixie Belle. I don't know. It's really not gonna... Nope, sorry guys, it's not gonna focus on it. There we go. And this is a primer, and it's supposed to be just like a really great primer. I've only used it like once, and I mean, I thought it was fine, but I think that since it's such a slick metal, I'm gonna want something that can really grip the paint onto it. And it says it bonds to glossy and other hard, shiny surfaces. So I'm gonna start with just a thin coat of this, and then I think I'm gonna paint it white, and then do like like some stencils with black numbers on it to kind of make it look a little bit more rustic. I might even go back and sand the edges. I don't know, we'll just see how it goes in the end, but it's gonna take me quite a bit because it's gonna be a pretty tedious paint job. But I think it'll be cute, and it'll kind of help tie the nursery all together. moved on to another project that I wasn't anticipating. So I ripped down that board above the closet. Decided to get a little bit more ambitious with my trim. I'm also kind of doing some problem solving because I bought the wrong boards at Home Depot and I do not want to go back. They're a little bit too short. So I am laying out right now the framework for the trim for the closet. So I have my vertical board, my horizontal board, which I'm trying to make look more like a header. So I have to trim down some of those, and then my other vertical board. Oh boy, sorry. So that's kind of how it's looking. This is the edge. I'm trying to line up how I want it to look, and this is the edge I think I'm liking. That kind of distancing, so I'm gonna have to trim the other side to match. And then the other thing is I decided I actually want this to go bright white instead of wood. I just feel like looking around, it could use a little bit of brightness over there. I still think that would add some character without adding too much wood elements. I mean, since the crib is so big and it's wood, and it wasn't quite matching the wood that goes across from the walls over there, so I'm just gonna paint it white, I think. And I bought some new trim paint, just some bare ultra white trim paint that I'm actually gonna be doing in the whole room, really our whole house. Everything needs repainted. The window doesn't look too terrible, but the baseboards are a mess in every room. Even though our house is only 5 years old, they really get beat up. And it's not just dirty, it's like dinged up, dented, scratched off. I mean, you can't tell on camera, but like, look. Can I get you guys to see just like the amount of damage? And this is everywhere. And since I know we're probably going to sell our house in about 2 years, I heard a few other YouTubers say like one of the best things you can do for resale is repaint your baseboards and all your trim a nice clean white, and that really just upgrades the look of your house instantly, and it's not too terribly hard. So I'm gonna just start working on that now. I know it's a little early because we're not moving anytime super soon, but I do think changing our trim from this really dingy off-white to a nice bright white would really modernize the space. The only problem is that means I'm going to be painting all the doors too, because they're also that very off-white oil-based paint. So I mean, I know I'm not talking about a small job, but I feel like if I start now and just kind of do a little bit at a time, eventually our whole house will be repainted. Alright guys, phase 1 of the nursery renovation is complete and I am pretty much in love with this space. I'm excited to show you around, so let me turn around the camera and give you a little tour of what I've done so far. Okay, so I'm walking into the baby's room from the hallway. Just checking out the accent wall. Give you guys like a look over first, and then I'll talk to you about where I got some of these things in case you're interested in purchasing also. Really like this corner, it feels nice and cozy. I'm sure you can see by now this is a pretty small room. I know I've said that before. But I think we did what we could with the floor space, and you know, pushing the piece of furniture into the closet definitely helps. So we're saving this space here, probably where the baby's swing will go. And so that's kind of everything for phase 1. I'm still working on like the base trim and stuff. I am painting it bright white, but it was such a good decision, even though it is so much work. But the bright white trim here, it makes such a difference just in how clean everything looks and how put together it all looks. Just having that added color of the off-white, it was really distracting to my eye, and now everything looks really cohesive and put together, and I really like it. I'm glad I went white with this trim around the closet. I think that turned out really pretty. I just threw that wreath up there. I don't think that's where it's gonna stay, but I was just trying that out. Some of these things definitely won't probably stay just because I'm not very good at keeping things in one spot. And I know people are going to say something about the safety of the fan, maybe that being too close to the crib, and I agree. It'll probably move over to this dresser, especially by the time the baby's like able to reach out of the crib. Here's, I'll give you a closer belly shot at what are we now, 25 weeks? Yeah, getting there. Okay, so let me take you through and kind of tell you where I've gotten everything. This dresser I've had since I was young, and it's traveled with me to a few different houses. It used to be a light green, and I chalk painted it white a couple of years ago and changed out the hardware. So that's not going to be easy to find for you, but I see so many people in my Facebook moms group that are buying like the really expensive nursery furniture, and I just feel like that is not the cheapest way to go, and you're gonna get much more quality furniture. If you go buy an antique, put a little bit of time and effort into it, clean it up and make it look exactly how you want. So this is just a dresser with a changing pad on top. If you feel like that's unsafe, you can definitely secure the changing pad with some Velcro strips. And I just feel like you're getting a look that A, looks better than the expensive nursery furniture, but you're also like not getting something that everybody else also has in their nursery. So definitely put a little bit of effort in to make things your own. And you know, just because there is nursery furniture out there doesn't mean you have to go buy the specific nursery furniture. It's kind of silly to me. So that is something I did. I still need to get a changing pad cover. I think I still have the one for my other two boys. But I don't even know that I kept it, honestly, and I'd rather get something with a little bit of color. I feel like the room can use a little pop of color. So that's something I still need to buy, so that'll be in my phase 2. Did I say this was phase 2? Because it's not. Now I'm confused. This is pregnancy brain. Did I say phase 1 earlier or phase 2? Oh well. Whatever I said before. This is phase 1, and then there will be a phase 2 where I'm going through and kind of fine-tuning everything. So that's something I still have to purchase. I don't know, this changing pad I got for my shower for my firstborn, so I don't know where that came from. This was a gift when my firstborn was born in the hospital. And I'll tell you, the rug is from Hobby Lobby, and I know they still carry it as of January 2021 when I'm filming this. They've had it for a long time now, and I got it for like 28 bucks when it was on sale. It's a really good size for that price, and I am happy with that in this room. The rocker and the rocking ottoman are new to us. It was one of the more expensive things I've ever purchased for baby, but really, I mean, definitely not as expensive as it could have gone. I think for both of them together it was just under $500, and I will link that below because you can get it on Amazon. I think I got mine from Target, but it's exactly the same as the one on Amazon, and the prices are very similar. And I do want to tell you, if you're wondering, I decided to go with a rocker and not a recliner because when I nurse, I normally put my feet up and I like to still rock the baby. But if you have a recliner, your feet go up and then you can't rock. And also, if the baby falls asleep, you have to worry about pushing the recliner back down with your feet. And a lot of them get really hard to push down. And not to mention, you might have just had a baby. And so it's just a lot of work. I felt like the recliners just didn't make a lot of sense. So I have this rocker with the ottoman. It does take up more space, of course, but I'm really happy with it. And it's pretty comfy for being only $500. Going over here, this backpack I got for Christmas. It was on my registry for Amazon, so I can link that below. It's really cute and water resistant, and olive green is my absolute favorite color. So I'm excited to use that one this time around. I'm all for like backpacks right now. I'm in a very strong backpack phase. I just want my hands to be free. I feel like I'm always carrying too many things, so I'm excited that this is a backpack, if you can't see. And it has lots of compartments inside and a changing pad. So I'll link that for you because that comes in a lot of different colors too. So this mustard onesie, it is a muslin onesie and I love it. It's so lightweight. I think it'll be perfect for our area in April because I can probably layer it with a onesie underneath and he should be okay, especially with the blanket. April in Illinois can be either a snowstorm or it can be like 75. So I have no idea what to expect for the weather when this baby comes. So we're just going to be shooting for layers. So I'll link that for you because that comes in a bunch of colors. I think it's so sweet. We bought that before we knew what the gender was, so I was kind of going for a color that could go for a girl or a boy, and I think it works. And then next to it, I've hung the baby's outfit for the hospital. It's a knotted gown. I don't remember off the top of my head the online shop. Oh, it says here Lulu. And I think actually I have a link where you can get $5 off or something. I don't know. I really love this one. It's super soft and stretchy and really lightweight. And just, of course, the gingham is so cute. And it's a navy gingham if you can't tell. I'm really liking the buttons on both of them. And then I just hung a muslin blanket. That's just nothing special. I've had that blanket actually since my firstborn. I do need to say something about these shelves. These are from IKEA. And I stained them this color a couple years ago and had them in my kitchen for a long time holding my cookbooks. But now I have different shelves in there. So the wood is a little bit lighter than I would have stained them for this specific project, but I don't think it's like so bad that I'm going to bother restaining them. And I saw this on Pinterest where somebody hung them upside down and used the bar as a hanging bar. And then the top was a shelf, and then above that I put it the other direction so that I can hold some books and some boards. So I thought that looked really nice together. It definitely kind of completed that corner because it was looking a little bare, and now it has all my favorite things there on display. This wreath is from Hobby Lobby. It's a really big boxwood wreath, and I think even on sale it's about $30. I want to say it's like $60 regularly priced. I have other wreaths on hand because I have an antique booth and I do a lot of projects with wreaths. But all the smaller ones just looked too small. But I don't know that this will be here like forever. I think I just need to find the perfect piece to go in this fall. But I do think it looks really cute for the meantime. I really like to bring in a lot of greenery, as you can probably tell. But I think it just really helps make a space feel kind of outdoorsy, more natural, and I just think it looks really nice and fresh. And green is just my favorite color. If you haven't heard that like 5 times yet in this video. So one thing I'll do in the phase 2 video is go through with you and organize the baby's closet. I'm having a boy, so ignore the girl clothes. But everything that needs to be hung is I just have shoved in a drawer right now because I'm going to have to wash it. And so just a lot of work needs to be done in here. So that'll be in the next video when I'm getting a little bit closer to baby time and ready to prep for everything. There is once again the closet trim. This is the sign I'm going to put the baby's initial on when we get a little bit closer to baby time. The crib I bought from a family member. And these are the muslin sheets I have from their little unicorn brand. I love them. I love the quality of them. I'm not loving the pattern and the color in here for some reason. I think I'm actually going to probably get something that has a more of a pop of color, and that color is to be decided. I'm kind of thinking of actually putting some more rust color in here, but I'm not 100% sure. I really like how the mustard pops, so maybe I'll do something like that. Either way, probably going to go with a crib sheet that has a little bit more color and finish up that sign. So that'll be this wall. Give me a better view. And then I just tucked this little antique cabinet. I've had this for many years over in this corner. It has some board books in the bottom. For now I have the baby's fan right there. And then the noisemaker that has like a little star light that can shine up on the top. And it plays some songs, and it's a night light. That's this owl that I'm talking about. I'll try to link that below for you too because it's pretty cool. And then I had just made these shelves before this was the baby's room, so I just went ahead and filled them back up with some of my favorite books. And so this wall, alright guys, that's it for phase 1 of this nursery reno. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. It did take me several days longer than I expected to, but that's kind of what happens when you only work like 2 hours at a time. It's been a really sweet project for me. I'm really excited for this baby to come, and I hope that you got some inspiration and some ideas for your own nursery. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because I'm going to be doing phase 2, which will be some organizing for the baby. I have some cloth diapering stuff I need to work on. Washing the baby's clothes. I'm going to buy some of those new linens that I talked about. So make sure you subscribe so you can see that next step. I'm also going to be working on my master bedroom soon, so that will be another fun project, hopefully. Probably another one that will be like many days long, where it should have only taken like 1 or 2. But that's kind of how everything goes here, so that's alright. I would love to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.